Hey everyone, welcome back to the Tfi channel. Thanks for watching. Today's video, we're going to be installing a new distributor into my 1987 Mustang GT. The distributor I decided to go with is from Performance Distributors. This is their hot billet forged unit, and it's a very good looking piece. And so let's go ahead and break down what comes in the box from Performance Distributors, and along with the packaging and everything, and then we'll get to installing it on the car. I have everything laid out here of what comes in the box from Performance Distributors. Now, of course, it comes with the distributor itself. The cool thing with this distributor is that it's all fully assembled from the factory. It comes really well packaged. It's got these big foam pieces here that protect it, and it does have indentations and everything for the distributor to sit in, along with a protectant for the actual gear and everything. So it comes really well packaged, so you don't have to worry about damaged pieces. And it also has a Tfi module already installed. And it comes with a brand new cap and rotor. Cool thing with this cap and rotor is that all the terminals on it are brass, which is really cool. Most aftermarket units come with aluminum. Other pieces that come in the box from Performance Distributors is another Tfi module. Now the reason it comes with two modules is because as you look on the back here, one is labeled with an M, and this is for a manual transmission. This is very important. The one on the back that comes pre-installed from the factory is marked with an A, which means it's for an automatic transmission. We'd obviously need to replace the Tfi with this one, and we'll get to that here in just a moment. Also, when you're replacing the Tfi module, it comes with this new contact lubricant here, a little packet of it, and it's supposed to help with the protectant from all the heat that it's going to be seeing. So it comes with a little packet for that. It also comes with some camshaft and lifter lubricant from Comp Cams, and we'll get into why it includes this here when we go to install it. Last but not least, it comes with a little instruction manual, and all of this is really saying is that, hey, it comes with two Tfis. Make sure that you install the appropriate one. So this is a brand new unit. It is not inexpensive. It does cost a good amount of money. But for my high horsepower application, I already have good ignition components everywhere else except for my distributor. I have a stock distributor actually. I believe it's the same one that came in my car back in 1987 when it was brand new. The only thing that's been replaced on it is actually the Tfi module. It probably failed at some point and someone replaced it down the road. Those are actually common failure points for distributors, and then usually if your car won't start after it's been warmed up for a while or quits running while it's hot, usually that is the common failing point, the engine bay. So pretty shortly here, I'm going to be joined by my buddy Derek, who helped me with the install and everything on the startup tune on my microscore ECU. And he's going to help me actually change out the distributor, and then we're going to re-verify timing. So when he gets here, we're going to go ahead and get to work on that. In the meantime, let's go ahead and get started in replacing the Tfi module. I'll show you how that's done. Okay, so since this has an automatic Tfi on here, we're going to go ahead and replace it with the one that comes with the kit. And the nice thing about this one is that you don't need the specialty tool to take it off. It just has simple screws, and you can get them removed with just a simple flat blade screwdriver. The tool that you would normally need for the Motorcraft Tfis and the Motorcraft distributors is this tool right here. So you see it has a recess right here so it can fit down inside the hole, but we do not need this. So it'll be nice if I ever need to change this out in the future, much easier. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and replace it real quick. I'm just going to take these screws out. Both screws have been removed. Now it has these pins that push up inside the distributor, so we just need to push it downward. Just a little bit of force, not too much. There we go. And this Tfi has been removed. And you can see it does have that contact paste on it already. So now we're going to go ahead and apply the new paste on the manual one and then reinstall it. Just reverse the procedure. Alright, and now we have our manual Tfi installed. Okay, let's go ahead and get the old one out. Alright, my buddy Derek just arrived, and what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and kind of bump the ignition over to where it's pointing at the #1 cylinder, and that way when we drop the distributor in, it should be at top dead center and everything, so we don't run the risk of being 180 degrees out. So once we get there, I'll show you guys where that's pointing. It should just be straight up facing the firewall there. So we'll get that going. Once we're there, then we'll go ahead and start taking the distributor out, and we'll get the new distributor in. Let's do it. Okay, we used a piece of tape on the intake manifold here, and you can see where the rotor is pointing. When we put the new distributor in, that's where we want the new rotor to point. So that way we know we're not off any teeth, and that we're not going to be 180 degrees out. So we took the cap off and everything too, to make it so where we can see it. We're aiming towards the number 1 cylinder, the number 1 spark plug wire there. I guess, what do you call that? The stop or the hold down? Yeah, the hold down. Loosen that up. Unplug your TFI. Get it off to the side. Go ahead and take the cap off here. Just kind of lay it off to the side as well. And now you can go ahead and start lifting the distributor. Well, yeah, we got to remove the hold down all the way.
Take this hold down all the way out. Yeah. And take note, when this thing comes out, it kind of rotates this way. See that rotation? So keep that in mind. When you re-stab this thing, you're going to have to start it over here, and it's going to end up at our line.
There we go. Alright, and that is the old distributor. It does come with this comp cams lifter and cam lubricant. And what you're going to use that for is actually for the drive gear here. You're going to use a pretty liberal amount around the gear, and also around the O-ring that comes with that comes pre-installed. It's a good idea to get that completely lubricated, and then we'll drizzle some down into the distributor valley as well. We're in here.
I'd say that's it.
Mm-hmm. There we go. Alright. Cool.
Pretty close.
Oh, and of course we got the new cap snapped on as well. I left all the wires connected to the cap here. Just makes it easier so I can just transfer each wire individually. That way I know I'm not off by anything. So I'm going to go ahead and transfer all the wires over to the new cap, and then we'll get to verifying timing.
Kill it, Dino.
All right, success.
Yeah, man. It was weird. To get that.
Alright guys, the distributor is installed. Many thanks to my buddy Derek for coming by to help. It's much easier to do this with 2 people, and Derek actually was in the car on my laptop with Tuner Studio open. And something that he actually pointed out to me, and I actually did not know this, my actual harmonic balancer is actually starting to separate. The rubber is actually coming out the back of the dampener there, so that's something I'm going to need to replace. Yeah, why don't you explain to him what you were doing in the car?
Yeah, so basically inside the car I was changing the fixed timing in Tuner Studio to, we set it up for 3 points. We had 10 degrees, 20 degrees, and then 30 degrees. Obviously during an idle situation you don't want to run 30 degrees for too long. It was just simply a check. That can start to heat up, exhaust pipes pretty quick, make them glowing red, so you just want to check that 30 as quick as you can. But, I was shouting from inside the car, Donnie, check it. So he said, yep, we're at 10. And then I verified 20. And then he said, yep, we're at 20. Mm-hmm. So basically you just need to go from inside the car to outside the car and make sure everything matches. Mm-hmm. If you don't, you could have some of that, gray area where, oh, I thought I was running 20 degrees and I was really running 25. So
right, exactly. Very important, especially on a boosted vehicle. But, yep, and I was up here with the timing light just to verify it, and then he switched it back to my timing table. So that was pretty much all there is to it. The distributor looks good in there, and pretty much went without a hitch.
Yeah, we're good, man.
Yeah. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. We'll definitely catch you in the next one.